Esperanza Vence, donde la Esperanza Vence. Welcome to Esperanza Vence, where hope wins. Today we're pulling in the energies of Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. And it's the Radiant Rider-Waite. I already shuffled a lot, I always do. One way or another, I'm gonna shuffle. I'm gonna get you jumpers one way or another. We got High Priestess, and she's an energy of the two. So we had Two of Swords in our reading yesterday, Two of Pentacles in our reading yesterday, and now we have two coming through once more with the High Priestess. This is, you know, energy of having innate esoteric knowledge as well as knowledge that has been studied throughout the ages. She's sitting between the pillars of knowledge, Joachim and Boaz. Joachim. She's got the pomegranate symbolism. That's a symbolism of life, fertility, moon goddess energy as represented here. You know, she is pretty relaxed in what she knows, but at the same time, like, her posture is a little bit more closed. Like she's not quite sitting like the Queen of Wands sits. Almost looks like her legs could be crushed. She's got that moon or a scythe here, kind of connecting her to the underworld as well. Maybe Persephone energy too. She's got like kind of like a dove kind of cross necklace here, representing purity of heart and connection to the heavens. And she's also kind of got like that virginal energy to her too. So High Priestess sort of connects us to our own intuition. It connects us to the gates. 2 is a gateway number. She's behind the curtain, behind the veil. She has access to things behind the veil. Okay, so she also matches our bouquet of the day. So she is the energy that's flavoring our reading for today. So once I get a jumper card, that means that we'll tune in and pray over these cards, the rest of the deck, and then we'll get our 3-card quick hit tarot reading. Thank you for being here. Thank you for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me. Thank you. Near past, present tense, near future. If you want to get your own reading, hit the links below. It's super fun, and it's a way to engage, you know? Near past, Knight of Swords, present tense, 5 of Wands reversed. Near future, King of Pentacles. Okay, so we're moving from a time of communication to a time of actually having a little bit more of a discussion or a conflict about something, but at the end of the day, you know, we'll be stacking our coin and we'll be building something for ourselves. With the Knight of Swords, this is energy and information coming in with a quickness. Do you see how his horse is in there? Everything's sort of blowing in the air like that. Even the clouds look like they're moving quickly. They still have that butterfly symbolism. A lot of this, I think all of the Swords cards, the Knights, the Pages. Does the Page of Swords have butterfly in it? Well, the Knights, Kings, and Queens do, and butterfly symbolism represents a mental flexibility. So this could be an air sign like a Gemini, mutable air, mutable Mercury in general, so that's Virgo energy too, and we're coming up on a Virgo new moon here soon, so there could be information coming in really quickly, or people coming into our lives really quickly, like giving us messages that we need, you know, and giving us the go-ahead and the access and the air to get the fire going. The air that gets put, that information puts us into a little bit of a conflict, creative conflict with the people around us, and we're deciding to either walk away from these kinds of struggles, walk away from this kind of crab in a bucket energy, because this is kind of like crab in a bucket energy. Like nothing is progressing. No one's moving forward. Everybody's just sort of playing around and dinking around, and nothing stable is being built here. You know, there's a lot of things that they could build with those 5 wands, or even designs that they could make on the ground, or plans that they could make, or maybe make a bonfire, or, you know. But here with the 5 of Wands reverse, we're just deciding not to engage in this kind of energy anymore. We don't want to discuss anything. We don't want to play fight. We don't want to bounce around ideas anymore. This could be more of an argument energy too with this reverse. This could be us internally struggling too, because with inverted cards, sometimes a lot of times it's internal energy that like we have to work on ourselves. So there could be some internal struggles that we're willing to let go of as well. Because the Knight of Pentacles is coming in, this is a very supportive person or energy in our lives. This is somebody who is supportive financially. This is a person who has built stability for themselves. So this is us putting in the hard work and the effort, you know, to grow those grapes. Grapes in the tarot always represent wealth, and they always represent hard-earned harvest, because grapes are finicky to care for. You have to prune them properly. You have to make sure that they're not susceptible to diseases. You can breed them for certain traits, but to get certain wines, you have to also really be in tune with the weather. Like here, we get in tune with the cycles of the moon, and that is what agriculturalists have done since the beginning of time, whether they talk about it or not. You know, you look at the Farmer's Almanac in the checkout line in any grocery store, and you'll see, you know, there are especially moon correlations to how we plant our seeds in reality, how we grow a good harvest, how we establish ourselves, and how we remain stable and firm and create a foundation, not just for ourselves, but for our community too. Because we don't just see this person sitting, you know, on a mountaintop alone, kind of like the King of Swords would be. This person is inside a structured reality that somehow belongs to him, but he's also a part of. You know, he's also in cooperation with. And he's also here to invest in. You know, this is somebody who's here to invest in maybe us, maybe our projects. Maybe this is a person in our lives that could be a Virgo, a Capricorn, a Taurus person, or just like a really established person in their domain, you know, who is stable and firm and just, and you know, he's pretty chill, but he's also careful with what he invests in. So how are those energies, if they are at all, like mirroring anything in your life? Or, you know, a lot of times we're going to find synchronicities the more often that we tune in. And sometimes I get feedback that like some of the things that we're reading about here are mirroring what's going on in our experience. It does for me, usually after the fact, when I think about it back, you know what I mean? And yeah, ain't no fortune telling here. It's just more like, you know, we see what the day could bring, and kind of tune in together and see what our intuition tells us, because the way that things are going, there's going to be a lot of telepathic communication in the future. So it's really nice that we come here and we have our little telepathic workout, our little, you know, intuitive and free will. We practice free will. We fine tune our free will you know, so that we're sure that we're making choices of our own free will and not because we've been coerced in some kind of way or led to believe in some kind of way, or images have subliminally flashed before our eyes in some sort of way. No, we fine tune our free will here. So we are razor sharp when it comes to knowing that we're making choices from ourselves, from our own spirit, and not anyone else's. And maybe we're in cooperation with other spirits or other spirit groups or spirit homies or spirit cousins. And you know, we fine tune our free will and intuition together. So we have our intuition intact because we can make, you know, quicker, clearer choices as we move along our path, or in this case, as we ride into the sunset or head on into battle, you know, head on into battle and be victorious, be certain of support. Yeah, fine tune your intuition. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. Love you. Bye.